Today on the Topic Show, Vivek and Javier Milei go viral on X Twitter. Nikki Haley, I'm a woman of my word tweet backfires. Big tech political campaign donations show major bias. Mercedes scraps their plan of being 100% EV by 2030. Ford drops the price of the Mustang E-Mach. Bud Light, Zach Bryan, and Shane Gill's tweet flops. And GunSafe is being recalled after more than 90 reports of being able to bypass the locking mechanism. All of that and much more on the Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. I say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's a joke. If you're an IT leader or business owner, reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Mercedes scrapping their plan of being 100% EV by 2030. Well, who could have called it? Oh yes, myself, as well as a myriad of pretty much most Americans have a modicum of intelligence. Well, perhaps that's not more than a handful, but nevertheless, yes, pretty much every automotive company is backtracking or backpedaling, whatever metaphor you prefer, with the whole EV initiative as the adoption rate is continuing to just decrease in the United States, perhaps because people don't want disposable cars that'll be worthless in 5 to 7 years when the battery breaks. Perhaps because people are concerned about their privacy and having basically a computer on wheels that can be controlled remotely so easily. Or perhaps they actually want a vehicle that's going to be a good ROI and better for the environment and not taking such a copious amounts of mining materials for the lithium as well as a myriad of other things that contribute to its negative footprint in most cases. Now, this comes to us thanks to whichcar.com, which A+ for marketing. They know exactly what they're going to be talking about. And of course, Mercedes says, the goal of EVs are hybrids. So now they're going to reintroduce their focus on the hybrids. So the goal for them is going to be accounting for 50% of the sales. Has also been delayed back 5 years, that as well. So even that goal has been that can has been kicked down the road. This company CEO said instead Mercedes will adopt a flexible strategy to meet, quote, peaks and throes of the EV transition, unquote. Now they're saying it'll be well into the produce internal combustion engines well into the next decade, which, again, granted, Mercedes isn't in my particular, how should I say this? I don't think I'd ever buy a Mercedes, but if I were to be forced to buy a Mercedes, perhaps I won the lottery and became inebriated with Bud Light, so I didn't want a manual transmission, which that would never happen. But nevertheless, if I had to buy a Mercedes, I can't but think the best one would probably be the good old V8. The good old Mercedes GT, AMG. That they still make some cool stuff. It'd be even cooler with 3 pedals, obviously, but I don't know. I can't help but wonder how many people really want an electric Mercedes. Maybe a few people? Well, apparently not enough. Now, in terms of the sales statistics, they note that in 2023, electric car sales made up 11% of Mercedes sales in Europe, while combined EV hybrid sales account for 19%. So, even not even 1 out of every 4 Europeans wanted it. When asked for additional comment, they say, quote, the CEO, Ola Kalanias, says, quote, we want to make clear to consumers and investors that we will make use of a flexible strategy, unquote. He also said, quote, as an incumbent, you need to have a double hedge, unquote. Which, yeah. Pretty much every automotive company is doing this. It's not just Mercedes. It's also, Ford, General Motors. A lot of them are starting to decrease their investments in EVs. And again, I don't know how many people really want an electric Mercedes. Don't get me wrong. We just looked at the sales. 10% said sure. Well, granted, that was also in Europe, which we're talking about the total car market. United States is one of the largest, most important ones. And yeah, let me know in the comments. I've seen one EV Mercedes on the road myself personally. Now, granted, that's just anecdotal experience living in the good old state, or some might debate the country of Texas. But let me know, have you ever seen a Mercedes electric vehicle on the road, and would you ever be inspired to purchase one? As always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I'd really appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or even just a quick comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.